You don't need to go to Niagara Falls when you can eat some Brian balls.
What is going on, NASCAR diecast collectors and diecast viewers on YouTube? This is Original Big Rye here, and I am happy to announce another new episode of the NASCAR Diecast News, hosted by me, Brian LaFleur Jr. As always, guys, I'm bringing you all your weekly NASCAR Diecast news throughout each and every month to the very end of the 2017 NASCAR Diecast season. And we got another cool episode to talk about for this new week of the NASCAR Diecast News, and gonna give you guys all the information that you guys might have missed, or little or big info as this week went on for the week right after Daytona, as we now head to Atlanta week, and we'll be covering all that very shortly. We do got some newly released promo diecast from some of our good sponsors at Plan B Sales, Casey Diecast, and Lesher's Diecast. And we do got some brand new pre-orders as well. All of our Daytona pre-orders are now up for pre-orders, so if you guys want to get those out, pre-order them, but we'll be going over those very shortly. We got lots of new cancellations on this episode, guys, so this episode is probably going to be mostly about these last two topics, the cancellations, and a new wave for NASCAR Authentics, guys. It's a new bonus wave, and it has been sparking the internet like crazy, guys, but we'll be getting all into this latest information and more as the NASCAR Diecast News starts right now, and we are just going to cut right to the slideshow. Alright, everybody, welcome to NASCAR Diecast News. I'm your host, Original Big Rye, and like I said, we're going to get things off with your newly released diecast. That is, well, the first one up is from Plan B Sales, guys, and this is really interesting right there. We don't got any newly released diecast for 2017, but we do got some promo diecast, and this first one I'm about to show you guys is a promo that Plan B Sales did had, and I was going to provide you guys the links in the description, but they have sold out on this car, and they came out fast, and it's a 164 promo, so if you guys who are big fans of 164 promos, you guys are going to like this. It's a slightly older car, but it is the Austin Dillon 2014 Dow Powerhouse Utility Tools car. Plan B Sales, yeah, that is really ironic seeing that they carried a promo, but this is the car that Austin Dillon drove at Sonoma, and it's a really nice looking car. It's also got a nice little special box as well, so that's how you can differentiate that car is considered a promo. So that's pretty cool right there. So any Austin Dillon fans who, just heard about this, hopefully you guys can find this on some other stores. But for what I know, Plan B Sales only had this, but I'm sure many of you guys are going to be looking forward to this. I mean, I don't know how much they made because 164 quantities are, not as, recognizable as the 124s. But still a really cool diecast, and if you guys were some of the few people before this car sold out to get this car, then you guys are in for a real good treat. I think I ordered one as myself, so hopefully I'll give you guys a review on that car when it comes in the mail very shortly, if you guys want to see that. But we also do got another promo car as well, and it's for our 124 Gold Series collectors out there. or as my good friend Derek says, Ganassi Fan 142, cheap plastic. But Racing 2011 actually knows what knows about the Gold Series cars, because they're just basically cheap plastic. But if you are a sucker for promos, then this is gonna be a cool car to get right here. We got the AJ Allmendinger number 47 Louisiana Hot Sauce car, and yes, this car is another promo that Louisiana Hot Sauce themselves on Twitter just promoted, saying that they are now available. But I think the link is in the description for this video if you guys want to check out this car. I'm sure it's gonna be about $44 or $45 if I had to guess, because it is a Gold Series car. So you know, so basically only the hood's gonna open, which does kind of stink a little bit. But you know, if you're an Allmendinger fan who's really trying to look for a car that looks slightly different than what you guys have been mostly used to, then this would be a cool car to get right here. And yeah, I mean, not really much to say about it, considering how, you know, crappy the detail is. But you know, it is a World Series car, so you know, it is what it is. But it's a nice little new look for the 47 car. I do like the flames on it. I mean, since it is considered a hot sauce car, so they gotta make that car a little hot. All right, I'm gonna be done with the puns right here, but now we're gonna go into the pre-orders, guys. And like I said, guys, I mean, I don't want to pressure you guys on anything, but Plan B Sales, KC Diecast, Diecast, or any of your local diecast dealers, they are there to, you know, supply you with diecast, and they're also help for pre-orders, guys. Yeah, even Lesher Diecast does pre-orders, guys, so I highly check you guys check that company out, because you know, most diecast dealers are selling pre-orders, guys, and this is the only way these cars will be made, so you just gotta pre-order, guys. I know not too many people are think that's a smart idea, but that is how the system works for good old Lionel Racing, and that's gonna happen when we have new diecast that are up for pre-order. But we do got the new Daytona cars. We got all three for the Premier Series in NASCAR. Starting off with the Camper World Truck Series. I'm probably gonna pronounce this guy's name right, but it is now the youngest winner in the NASCAR Camper World Truck Series. Holy Christ, I felt old right there just saying that. Kaz Grala in his Kirklos Daytona win. That is now available for pre-order, and yes, that car will be available on the new Truck World diecast. But you gotta pre-order in order for this car to get guaranteed into the diecast prototype form. So you know, got a few weeks to see how this car is going to be, but pretty cool. I mean, it was kind of cool seeing how this winner, how this this young driver was able to go out and surprisingly win the race after that crazy crash with Matt Crafton. I mean, you know, it's Daytona when you start seeing cars flipping, well, in this case trucks, so that was a pretty you know, radical finish for someone like that. So congrats to Kaz, and hopefully we'll get this diecast produced for the 124 collectors out there. And speaking of a cool race win car, I mean, these race wins for Daytona are just gonna get slightly better as I go through this. We got Ryan Reed, guys, his second win at Daytona. That is now available for pre-orders. So you know, I didn't really catch that much of the Xfinity race, but by how this car looked, I'm sure it was a pretty wild ride. I mean, of course, I think at every Daytona race that we had for this year, there was at least some sort of crazy wreck. So I'm glad to see it was not a Cup guy for once, as that's what I criticize the Xfinity series is for. But you know, really cool to see this car, and I do like how the 16 that this car will have the huge donut on this. But if I had to guess, this car is probably gonna be on the Gold Series car, because most of the Ford diecasts besides Chevrolet are gonna be on the Gold Series. But you may never know. This is a race win car, so maybe Lionel will step it up, and maybe they will produce a car that has all the functions of a platinum car, which would be really cool right there. And the last one, guys, is best for last. He is your 2017 Daytona 500 champion. Welcome, everybody, Kurt Busch. I mean, yes, guys, he is now finally a Daytona 500 champion, and that is something to be proud of. What a crazy race this was, guys. I mean, it was a wreck fest for this car. As you can clearly see, I mean, any kind of this damage, if you guys seen the reference photos for this 41 car, man, this is going to be a cool looking race win car to get for sure. And Lionel says with the grass that's going to be on top of the hood, that will be a decal, which I know a lot of people are going to be slightly disappointed on that, but you know, Lionel does have the tooling to create like a little separate piece. I mean, I know they did that with the Dale Jr. With the broom from the Dale Jr. Pocono Street car, but you know, this is going to be like what they did with the Matt Kenseth New Hampshire win from a couple years ago. when they planted a lobster on the side of the hood, which was, you know, kind of tacky and kind of scared a lot of people, including Race Day 2011, who is not a big fan of seafood. So, but anyways, back onto this car. Yeah, it's gonna be a really cool race win, and this will be the first year that we will not have it produced in both scales, guys, because if you guys know about the Monster Energy logo situation, they can't be made in the 164s. You know, like I said, many people are going to be asking that question as this year goes on, but that is going to stink because I would love to see this car being produced in 164. But I'm sure some custom makers out there are really going to have a ball making this, because this was a really beat up car. I mean, heck, I mean, when it came down to the last lap, I mean, you know who was going to win. It looked like Larson had it, and then Chase Elliott had it, and then he choked, and then Ryan Blaney, Mark Truex. I mean, it was just a good race and a crazy finish for the Daytona 500 that unfortunately didn't end under caution, which actually, screw the unfortunately, that was good that that race didn't end under caution, because that's how it's been the past few years, especially in 2015. But really cool to see that this car is going to be up for pre-order. I think this car is going to have no problem at all, because people love the race with diecast, and this car right here definitely looks race for sure. Alright everybody, and now we're going to get on to the turning point of this episode, guys, and it's going to be the cancellations, and we got 6 new cars to show you that are unfortunately not going to be produced for this year. And the first one up, it is a 2016 diecast that is not an Xfinity car for once, and it is the number 83 Matt DiBenedetto Zach Baxley car, canceled in both scales. Now this is very unfortunate and kind of interesting, but if you guys are aware, this is the car that is the quote-unquote, I like to call this the police chase car, because he drove this car at Texas, and it was supposed to replicate the Dallas police tragedy that happened in the later year for 2016, or the late year. So that was kind of cool to see that was up for pre-order, but unfortunately it was canceled due to a licensing issue with the company that was sponsoring this, which was Zach Products, which was very unfortunate. But I think it was also had to do with license issues with the Dallas Police Department as well. I mean, this is just rough information I'm getting from this car. But the 164 version did not met MOQ, but the 124 did met MOQ, but however it had the licensing issues, and that's why those cars were canceled. Very unfortunate. I think this would have been probably my favorite unique Matt DiBenedetto car. I mean, I think nothing could beat the Orange Crush car, because that car was just amazing. Well, thanks to my good friend Derek, he's got me into loving that car a lot. But I would have really loved seeing this car being produced, since you know, I do like seeing unique diecasts and see how this car was almost on the way of being produced, but unfortunately never going to have the shot to get this car produced ever again, especially since Matt DiBenedetto is no longer an 83 car now. So it's just very unfortunate right there. But now we're going to go on to the 2017 cars, guys, and continuing on this list is not an Xfinity car, but don't get your hopes up yet, guys. But for any Jamie Murray fans out there, you are really kind of screwed out of luck, because his number 1 Cessna Chevrolet has been canceled in the 124 scale only, which is very unfortunate. But I feel like that car, you know, it's the same as last year's, but I would have not seen that this car was going to be canceled. I mean, since the McDonald's car was basically the same as last year's. But I don't know, guys. I mean, that is, oh, excuse me, that's a burp right there. Excuse me, that's another burp right there. I apologize for that little outburst. But the J. McMurray Cessna car, guys, yeah, I mean, this car was, I mean, I'm glad they changed the paint scheme up last year, but I can probably see why this car was not produced, because it's the same as last year's. However, it was going to feature the Monster Energy logos, but that's probably the only difference I can see right there right off the bat, and then probably some few side sponsor changes on the corner panel. But yeah, that's very unfortunate for some Jamie Murray fans out there, like my friend Ganassi Fan 142. Follow him on Instagram. He's a really cool guy. Good friend, by the way, as well. If he's watching this video, shout out to you, Derek. But yeah, that does really suck right there. But I'm sure there's gonna be some more McMurray diecasts that'll be up for reorder in the long run. So yeah. But now we're gonna get on these next few cars I'm about to show you. They are all Xfinity cars. So I think at this point, guys, we are safe to say that we're barely going to have an Xfinity diecast for this year. I mean, hell, we only had the discount tire cars that have been produced for this year, and so far it's been a really rough start. But here we go, guys. The first of our 3 Xfinity cars that were canceled. First one is Ty Dillon's number 3 Bass Pro Shops, and unfortunately this car has been canceled in both scales just like last year's. However though, they went back to the camouflage instead of the bright red, which I thought that was a really good move. I did not really like last year's paint scheme whatsoever. I mean, I know a lot of people kind of liked it because it was a unique change, but I'm glad they went back with the classic black, orange, and camo. I mean, that's a true Bass Pro Shops car. I would have wished that it could have been a little bit orange, but you know, I do like how Mark Truex Jr. kind of differentiates his car from this car. But yeah, very unfortunate seeing this car being canceled. But since Ty Dillon's now considered a Cup driver, I guess you can kind of consider him a Cup driver in the Xfinity Series now. But don't want to get too cocky about that yet. But that is kind of unfortunate. Maybe that's the reason why this car got canceled, because it's another Cup guy that's in the Xfinity Series, because now Ty Dillon's a driver of 13 Geico Chevrolet, which is very unfortunate. But you know, I mean, especially for any Casey Mears fans out there, I'm sure they're very disappointed in that move from Germain Racing. But yeah, guys, I am pretty bummed seeing this car be canceled. But am I surprised? Not really, because it is an Xfinity car, and I've been seeing how those sales have been going for the Xfinity diecast this year, and they have been not so good. Well, speaking of some more Xfinity cars, we got good old Michael Annett. His car has been canceled only in the 164 scale, guys. So the 124 scale still up for pre-order, but I believe that has met MOQ now, and all the 124s of this car will be autographed, by the way. So I think that's probably a good gimmick of why that car was only canceled in the 164 scale. But that does suck for some 164 collectors out there like myself and many other YouTubers and diecast collectors who are following this channel. Just, yeah, very unfortunate. I mean, of course, guys know Michael Annett back down in the NASCAR, in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, and now he's in the Xfinity Series. I almost said nationwide. Wow, I really have been not up to date with this stuff lately with all these sponsor changes. But yeah, the Pilot Flying J car, yet another Xfinity car being canceled. That's very unfortunate, but you know, this car is similar to last year's. I mean, I know it's an Xfinity car, but the paint scheme is similar to last year's, and that car did unfortunately got canceled as well. I think the 124 version was actually available, but same boat in this. 164 collectors not gonna have a Michael Annett car. I mean, hell, the only Michael Annett car that we had for 164 was back in 2014 with the number 7 car. But yeah, it's you know, not looking too good. But rounding off more, we got the Xfinity cars. We got another Cup guy, guys. It's good old Happy Harvick. Kevin Harvick in the number 41 Hunt Brothers Pizza Ford Mustang. I'm glad I said Ford, because if I said Chevrolet Camaro, everyone's gonna crucify me. But yes, another Stewart-Haas racing car being canceled. This is the 3rd one in a row. As you guys know from the last 2 episodes, both Cole Custer diecasts were canceled, and now this one right here. Very unfortunate right there, because I would have loved seeing a Stewart-Haas racing car being produced for the Xfinity cars. But yeah, it does look very unfortunate right there. But am I not surprised seeing this car being canceled? I'm kind of surprised seeing it, because it's Kevin Harvick and he does sell pretty well, even if he drove the Xfinity Series. You know, I really thought this car was going to make MOQ, but for the 164 collectors, you're really screwed out of luck. But for the 124 collectors, you are, you know, you're going to be one happy little person, because you're definitely going to be, you know, up to date with the new Kevin Harvick diecast that are coming in. So that's still going to be a little pre-order, but for the 164 collectors, you're definitely, you know, like I said, with the Michael Annett and the Ty Dillon car, yeah, they're going down to the bottom with all the rest of the Xfinity cars. But that wraps up for the Xfinity diecast. But we get one more cancellation, and this one is kind of surprising in my opinion, and it is your 2017 Daytona 500 champion, Kurt Busch. Yes, his Monster Energy Haas car has been canceled, and the only reason that they decided to cancel this car, I'm sure it meant MOQ, but this was exactly the same paint scheme that he drove at the Daytona 500. So I'm guessing, you know, all the boys at Stewart-Haas Racing decided, well, you know, we should only make the diecast that means the most to us, and that is, of course, the Daytona 500 race wins. So kind of a smart move. I mean, I mean, this car, I mean, if you really wanted to get the regular version, I mean, this will kind of screw you guys up. I think the Elite version is still available for pre-order if they do have an Elite version, but that's like you know, over $100, which I know that's not in everybody's budget unless you're RCCA member, then you get a little bit of a discount. But yeah, that does stink for some people, but I'm sure a good majority of people are going to be happy about this cancellation. Wow, people are happy about a cancellation. This is very surprising. Well, feel free to tell me in the comments, guys, if you guys think this was the right move for Lionel. I'm sure it was, and it's definitely gonna be worth it because the race version of this car is gonna look, you know, so good. And I'm not even a Kurt Busch fan, but I'm probably gonna get this diecast because it does look really nice. But the regular version of this car, yep, it's been canceled, and that's mostly all I gotta say right there for the Kurt Busch Haas animation for Fusion. Alrighty, guys, and we're going to our latest topic, well, in case our last topic, and it is some more NASCAR Authentic news. I know this is the third week in a row we got NASCAR Authentic news. Man, I sure hope it's not going to be any clickbait, but not seriously, guys. I mean, this is why I like to put the NASCAR Authentics news at the last of this video, because I always want you guys to make every minute worth possible, even if I just ramble on and on about, you know, my opinion in the diecast reviews. But, you know, I am a diecast reviewer, so, or diecast critique as well, so, you know, this is kind of what I like to do, and I like to put all the interesting stuff at the end for you guys. But, yeah, this is going to be really interesting, but let's just say, NASCAR Authentics, how do I put this? Well, usually how I review the NASCAR Authentics cars, I usually review on every single diecast, but this one is probably our most hugest NASCAR wave that we have for NASCAR Authentics. We have a total of 30 plus cars in this wave, and NASCAR Authentics, well, Lionel Racing has confirmed this on Twitter, as I show you guys a picture right here. This is what is considered a bonus wave, and this was really kind of cool. But how this all started was on Instagram. One of my good friends, Victor Santiago, shout out to you, man. You know, really cool guy. He, you know, came across these diecasts. I'm sure many other people as well, but I think he was the first that we saw for our first source. And a lot of people, when he posted these pictures, thought that they were fake because, as you guys see the photos right here, they have a black interior, which, you know, that's not what NASCAR Authentic cars have. They have white interiors. And also, you know, just, I don't know, just there was no driver name on you know, we're on the NASCAR Authentics diecast. If you guys look closely, there's no driver name or no number on the top right corner and on the top section of the packaging, and it just says bonus wave. So I guess someone just got very bored, and this is what we all anticipated. I guess someone just got very bored, and they're really good at editing stuff. But no, Lionel actually has confirmed this, and they have said that this is definitely real, and this is confirmed, which is very interesting. But I bet you guys are wondering, well, how come they don't have white interiors? Like, what is Lionel doing? They're really confusing us right here. Well, this is the main reason why they are going to have the bonus wave. So this is most of the info, or I'm going to try and make this as clear as possible for you guys, but if not, check out all our social media. Of course, it's on the bottom of the screen, and hopefully you guys get more information on this. But I'm sure there's many other news sources out there that can get this point across. But to make this in the simplest way as possible, the main purpose of this bonus wave is because Lionel needs to clear out the rest of their inventory. Since they overproduced, I wouldn't say overproduced, but I guess they produced more diecast that they could have that they can't really handle. So they decided to take all their remaining 2016 diecast for the 164s, all their inventory, to clear out for the 2017s, and they decided to repackage them in the NASCAR Authentics packaging and shipping them out to the retailers. And unfortunately, I believe from what we've heard that these are only sold at Walmart, and they're going to be in various types. What I mean by that, guys, you guys know how with the waves, you know, there's like, you know, 8 or 7 cars. We got a total about like 30 plus cars, and probably by the time I upload this video, there's even more diecast to show you guys. So I'm gonna say there's about like 30 or more in this wave, but I don't really want to consider this a wave because this is like this is like, you know, half of a release right here or more for the 2016 diecast, which is cool. So that's why I'm not really gonna review on every single car, but as you guys can see on more of these pictures right here, there's just more of them and just more, and it's just insane, man. But some of these diecasts I am kind of excited about, like, you know, some of the low-funded guys like Chris Busch or Matt DiBenedetto. But other cars that we have seen before, you know, I'm not too, you know, excited about, like the Sunny D and the Mountain Dew Station car and the McDonald's car. I mean, hell, all those 3 cars were in the same wave. So there are some, you know, cars that were exactly in these waves, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a really interesting topic. I want you guys to really talk. I really want you guys, you know, I really want to hear you guys' opinion on this wave, because this is really kind of got me in a little tongue-tied right now. I kind of don't know what I'm trying to say right now, because I don't know. This is kind of a random wave in my opinion, guys. I mean, it just came out of nowhere, and a lot of people thought it was fake, or some people are like, wow, this is amazing. And then all of a sudden, there were so many photos on Instagram and Facebook about this, and it's just insane, man. So I'm sure by the time I upload this video, there's probably a lot of you guys who already have these cars in your hands. But I want you guys to take a look at the back of these. But I'll show you guys a picture of the back of this car, and it's kind of interesting. Like I said, it's going to be random, because a lot of people are saying, oh, where's the full list of this wave? There isn't one. There's probably more diecasts that we even know for sure. I'm going to show you guys this picture right here, like I just said. Yeah, there's no like collect all 8 or collect all 6. It's completely random. But a lot of people thought this was fake too, because there's so many different licensing logos on there. You got the DC logo, the M&M's logo. I'm like, why are those all together? That's really weird. Because like I said, Lionel's taking all the random diecasts that they had, and they're putting it into the NASCAR Authentics. Now I think this is I can see this being a good thing in my opinion. But I'm gonna give NASCAR Authentics, I'm gonna give Lionel Racing props. You know, at least they're really thinking outside the box a little bit. Didn't mean a pun right there, but I'm glad that they're trying something new, even though it is kind of confusing and it's questioning their existence from the other NASCAR Authentics waves. But yeah, this is kind of interesting in my opinion. I know I'm probably just going on and on about this, but just wow, guys, this is really this is definitely going to be one hell of an entertainment show, especially for guys like David Land. I'm wondering how long that video is going to be. He's probably got to upload it in parts when he gets all those diecasts. But like I said, this could be a good thing for some people who, you know, didn't catch up to any of the waves. So like if you're missing the diecast from a previous wave, I consider that to be a good thing. And if you're a person like me who doesn't really order that much cars online, or if you don't really have access to cars online, then this is an awesome opportunity for you guys if you have a Walmart near you that, you know, collects these cars. The only thing I'm worried about with all these diecasts that we got, I feel like they are going to be just like the Batman vs Superman cars, which of course were the worst diecasts from 2016 in my opinion. I know a lot of people got hate from that, but just I'm a little nervous that these cars are going to be peg warmers for the next couple waves, because, you know, I'm sure many people, you know, just got the Batman vs Superman cars cleared off their shelves, and now they're going to have these cars, which I don't mind. I mean, at least there's going to be variation when they restock, so I guess that's a cool thing, but I am a little concerned as well. But feel free to tell me what you guys think about this wave in the comments. I would like to hear you guys' opinion on this, about this NASCAR Authentics bonus wave, and yeah, something pretty cool to look forward to, guys. I don't say, if this does go well, maybe they could try it again in 2017, but this is kind of weird they decided to do it on the 3rd month for the diecast, for the 2017 diecast season. But yeah, guys, that's all mostly I got to say about this, guys, so feel free to tell me in the comments what you guys think about this. But other than that, guys, this has been the NASCAR Diecast News. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a good comment, like. If you guys have not already, I highly encourage you guys to subscribe to my channel for any more of the latest NASCAR Diecast News, Diecast reviews, and top 10 NASCAR Diecast out there as well. But until then, guys, this is Original Big Bry signing off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I always love your support, and we'll see you guys on the next episode of NASCAR Diecast News. There's many more NASCAR Diecast News to come. But until then, guys, this is Ryan LaFerre Jr. saying sayonara, farewell, and let's get racing at Atlanta.